Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at a case that really lingered for decades. It starts on a quiet November morning, 1979, Caledonia, New York.
Rural area, right?
Yeah, very rural. A farmer finds the body of a young woman in his cornfield, and chillingly, her pockets were turned inside out.
A clear sign the killer wanted her unidentified, erasing her.
Exactly. And the scene itself, difficult. 2 gunshot wounds, one to the head, contact shot, another to her back. Plus, heavy rain probably washed away key evidence.
So, no ID, degraded scene. She became Callie Doe.
That's right. And the initial investigation, well, it hit walls pretty fast.
What were they dealing with back in 79? I mean, identifying her must have been tough.
Extremely. They estimated she was young, maybe 13 to 19, about 5'3", shoulder-length brown hair, lightened in front, distinctive coral nail polish on her toes.
Okay, some details, but nothing concrete for an ID.
Right, and 2 things are really confusing. First, tan lines, like from a bikini. In November, in New York. Suggested she was from somewhere warmer.
Which clashes with the location, obviously.
And second, her teeth. Severe decay, but absolutely zero dental work. No fillings, nothing. So no dental records to compare against.
So even if they suspected she was from elsewhere, the usual route of checking dental records was a complete dead end. That's tough.
Yeah, really tough. They found a few items, like a red windbreaker, auto sports products, ink, brand, and a keychain, a heart and key.
Items that sound specific, but were probably hard to trace back then.
Exactly. The keychain did hint at maybe travel along the New York State Thruway, but that's still broad.
But there was one promising sighting, wasn't there? The waitress.
Yes. Crucial. A waitress in Lima, a nearby town, remembered serving Callie Doe on November 9th, the likely night she died.
And she wasn't alone.
No. She was with an adult white male, about 5'8" or 5'9", glasses, driving a tan station wagon.
Okay, that's a significant lead. Potential witness, a description of a companion.
Right, and the waitress later said something that just sticks with you. Why would you buy somebody dinner and then kill them 45 minutes later and throw them in a cornfield?
It's just brutal. You can see why Sheriff John York took it so personally. He stayed with the case for decades, didn't he?
He really did. Through false leads, even false confessions, it became his mission. But, time passes and science advances.
And that's where the breaks finally started coming from. New technology.
Precisely. Fast forward to 2005. Callie Doe's remains are exhumed for DNA. That was the first big step.
Okay, DNA profile established. What next?
A year later, 2006, forensic palynology. Pollen analysis. They checked her clothes.
Pollen. What did they find?
Pollen from Casuarina, the Australian pine. And here's the key. Those trees don't grow in New York. They can't survive the cold.
So where do they grow?
Warm climates. South Florida, Southern California, Arizona, Texas, Mexico. Suddenly, that tan line theory from 79, it had scientific backing.
Wow. Decades later, science confirms the initial hunch. That's incredible.
Isn't it? And then stable isotope analysis on her teeth backed it up further, showing she grew up in the southern or southwestern U.S.
So science narrowed down her origins significantly. But how did they get her name? That still feels like a huge leap.
It was, and it came from a completely different direction, human connection. In 2014, a woman named Laurel Noel decided to look up an old high school friend online, Tammy Jo Alexander.
Just a casual search.
Yeah, couldn't find her. So she contacted Tammy Jo's half-sister, Pamela Dyson. The family, they thought Tammy Jo, who had run away before and hitchhiked, was just gone, living her own life somewhere.
But Laurel's call prompted them to act.
Yes. Pamela Dyson filed an official missing person report for Tammy Jo, and that report, with her picture, landed on NAMOS, the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System.
Okay, so the information was finally in the system.
And it was spotted by Carl Koppelman, a forensic artist, also a moderator on wedsleuths.com. He had actually done a facial reconstruction of Callie Doe 5 years earlier.
No way. He'd drawn her face already.
Yes, and he saw the missing person photo of Tammy Jo and instantly recognized her from his own drawing.
That's uncanny. What a connection.
It really is. Led to the DNA comparison. January 2015, they get the confirmation it's a match.
So after 35 years.
On January 26, 2015, Callie Doe got her name back. She was Tammy Jo Alexander, born Atlanta, 1963, grew up in Brooksville, Florida, a teenager from a tough background.
Finding her name was a huge victory, obviously, but it immediately opened up the next big question, didn't it?
Absolutely. Okay, we know who she is now. Who killed her?
And her timeline. She left Florida around spring or summer 79. Her body was found in November. What happened in those months?
That's the focus now. Investigators found out she spent time at a place called the Rainbow Prison Ministry in Young Harris, Georgia. Which is odd, right? For a 16-year-old runaway.
A prison ministry? That is bizarre. Adds another layer of mystery to her journey.
Definitely. And to try and generate leads, in 2020, the sheriff's office released audio snippets, cassette tapes Tammy Jo recorded for her boyfriend back in July 79.
So people could actually hear her voice, hoping someone might recognize it or the context.
Exactly, a really poignant step. But the main person of interest is still that man from the diner.
The one a waitress described. Tan station wagon, glasses.
Never identified. And then in 2016, they found male DNA on her clothing, but investigators warned it could be contamination. It's tricky.
So decades on, incredible scientific work, the power of online communities, yet the core questions remain.
They really do. How did she get from Florida via a Georgia prison ministry all the way to upstate New York? Who was that man?
And ultimately, who fired that .38 caliber handgun? And why? The FBI still has a $20,000 reward out.
For over 40 years, someone out there knows the answer. Justice for Tammy Jo Alexander is still waiting. If you have any information, please contact the Livingston County Sheriff's Office or the FBI.
Tammy Jo's story. It's a powerful reminder, isn't it? That persistence, science, even just a friend remembering someone, it can bring answers, even after decades.
It really shows that no one is truly forgotten. There's always hope for resolution.